standing outside of Baldwin Hall, where I did some interviews today. And imagine I'm carrying tripods and cameras up flights of stairs because there are no elevators in this building. And right now, only freight comes in and out of these tracks. But in the future, commuters may be able to jump on board and go at 220 miles per hour.
Governor Deal's executive order will make criminal history information on state applications like this disappear. A local group that wants a 5-cent tax on the use of plastic bags says it's not giving up, even though their local fight is now a fight with the state. Reporter Wade Barron joins us live outside of one store where the owner says both sides can have their way. Today marks the 2nd-year anniversary of a girl who was struck and partially paralyzed by a drunk driver in downtown Athens. University of Georgia President Jerry Moorhead spoke out today, this time to personally assure students that there is no threat to their health. I'm sports anchor Kimberly Johnson, and I'm talking March Madness. Find out where the dogs sit after the break. But not for long, an ardent front is making its way in tomorrow and we'll have an even colder weekend. A tractor won't be the only thing rolling through these doors. Owner of a new brewery in town is making the final touches and preparing to open the Southern Brewing Company to beer lovers across the region.
We love Athens, and if you can't sell beer in Athens, I don't know if you can sell beer anywhere else.
But when these doors open, Rick won't be able to sell the beer he makes directly to his customers.
Right now we can give it away, but we can't sell it.
Current state law prohibits breweries from selling their beer in store. The beer made in Georgia breweries must be packaged and sold directly to their distributors. The executive director of the Georgia Craft Brewery Guild wrote a bill that would change this, allowing customers to take away more than just samples from their visit.
Some direct-to-consumer sales for people that actually go and visit breweries to say, hey, you visited a brewery, would you like to take some beer with you?
Customers like Zach Brooks just want to be able to make one stop when it comes to beer.
A lot of times when I try the beer, I just want to buy it right there. But like I said, the wake and bake, you cannot find anywhere in Atlanta.
And the next time him and his friends go to their favorite brewery, they can have more than just a glass. Kimberly Johnson, Grady News Source.
We're trying to figure that out now.
Georgia state troopers are investigating what caused this 15-passenger Ford van to skid off the side of I-85 and down the short pit before hitting a tree.
Either by going to sleep or some other means, we're still investigating that.
You can see the side of the van completely ripped off. Georgia State Police troopers say the van was carrying 12 people. 3 men ejected from the passenger seats. The 3 were confirmed dead on the scene.
It's a 15-passenger van, and with a high amount of occupants that it does carry. Obviously, when it does crash, typically this is what we see.
The passengers in the van were members of 2 rock metal bands, one named Wormwack and the other Chaotica, traveling from South Carolina to Atlanta for a gig. They were to perform at a music venue called The Basement. The venue released a message on the webpage saying their thoughts are with the deceased and that the event scheduled for tonight is canceled. Items from the scene were collected and a blue tarp thrown over the vehicles before being taken away. Georgia Department of Transportation Communications Officer Terry Pope says this accident is nothing less than tragic.
I mean, one fatality is horrible, but multiple fatalities in the same accident, in the same vehicle. It's just a heartbreaking morning in Jackson County.
When I saw both of those almost at the same time, I shattered.
UGA student and resident assistant Anita Guevara was scrolling through her Facebook page when she came across this Yik Yak post. It reads, "Most of the dead students were minorities. Good riddance. You don't belong at UGA." Anita saw this comment before hearing of the death of her fellow resident assistant. But she says it is more than just about a post.
To be honest, didn't always feel like I belonged here. And so to see these Yik Yak posts, this post to say even minorities don't belong here, even God agrees, that hit right at home because I don't always feel like I belong.
She says the Yik Yak post is not isolated at all. Anita has been making calls, sending emails, and has taken to Facebook to rally students to address what she calls a racist culture at UGA and the platforms that allow comments like these to be made.
I felt like I couldn't sit there and just let this one slide. I couldn't let that slide.
Anita is fighting social media with social media. The difference, she says, she's not hiding behind her keyboard. We spoke to UJ Associate Professor of Telecommunications Itai Himmelbaum, who said hiding behind a screen is not anything new.
It reflects one of the very first characteristics of the web, which is anonymity, and the concerns that you raise now has been around from day one.
He says, although social media sites do not have a legal responsibility to protect its users, social media sites do have a moral one.
It's a balance. You need to balance between freedom of speech and the effect that extreme expressions of speech may have on the individual.
As president, set the record straight on that issue.
University of Georgia President Jerry Moorhead spoke out today, this time to personally assure students that there is no threat to their health. Moorhead made his comments in the wake of the death of UJ freshman Tanzila Alam. He said the focus should not be on the rumors surrounding the cause of her death.
Tragedy here that we've lost a student at such a young age, and to me, that's what we ought to really be focused on.
There has been speculation as to why the university had not addressed her cause of death earlier, but University Health Center Executive Director Jean Chin says when there is no public risk, keeping the patient's privacy is key.
Even when the person has passed away, the family now has the right to privacy of that protected health information.
The bride-to-be is all giggles, but she says the price of weddings is no laughing matter.
No, they are not.
That's why Leah V, a soon-to-be college graduate, says she's been using the free, do-it-yourself, and addictive picture collage website Pinterest.
Oh my gosh, Pinterest is like my best friend.
Her wish list is turning into an affordable reality. This is a wedding arch she found scrolling through Pinterest. Her brother used it as a template and brought it to life.
What would have cost probably $1,000 to buy online, he made for me, and it's that much more special.
Jane Bennett knows how special a day like this can be. She started planning weddings
17 years ago.
Brides come in with many ideas, and her job isn't quite simple.
To take what she sees and bring it to something of reality.
Jane says Pinterest can be helpful, but you cannot believe everything you see.
For most girls, planning a wedding is stressful.
But not for everyone.
So I pick up my dress, my bridesmaid's dress, my future husband's tux, his groomsmen.
Christina Saunders has been planning her wedding for as long as Jane has been in the industry.
At the moment I'm single, but I mean I have showed guys in the past, and yeah, they're like, you are crazy.
No wedding, but a wedding board. And although planning a wedding years in advance sounds crazy,
never be too uncertain.
There is no certainty that Pinterest will become the new wedding planner, but the trend is making it fun and easy for brides to be. But maybe not all that easy when the wedding is just a month away. In Athens, Kimberly Johnson, Grady News Source.